This video is part 5 of 5. Yay, we're at the end of using trigonometry to find missing sides and angles in right-angled triangles. So, if you've been following our lovely journey, you will have gone through part 1, where we learned how to label a triangle correctly, into part 2, when we were looking at the 3 trig ratios, sine, cos and tan. And then we went to part 3, where we looked at the first kind of question, where we're looking for a missing side in a right-angle triangle using only tan. Then we went to the last video, which was part 4, where we found the missing side again, but this time with a little twist in it. And here we are, finally. The last thing that we can be asked to do with a right-angle triangle using trigonometry is to find the angle. So, let's go. Our first 3 steps are still exactly the same. We have to label the triangle, we have to write the rule, we have to substitute into the rule. So let's do it, Stuart. Let's label the triangle. Now we'll make a little right angle we'll make a little arrow out of the right angle, and we will identify that as being the hypotenuse. And then here's our little angle. Notice it's not a number this time, because that's what we're trying to find. It's theta. You'll remember that's a symbol that I like to use for angles. It's a Greek letter. So the side that's next to theta is adjacent, and the tennis ball side on the opposite is O, over there. Write down the rule. Now, in this one, I've actually given you too much information. I've given you 3 bits of information. 1, 2, 3, which means actually I could do this question with any of the ratios, but we're going to pretend we don't have the hypotenuse. In fact, let's just get rid of those, get rid of them altogether, just because they're just, oh well, the H can stay there, but we don't have that circle anymore. So we once again are going to just use tan. So we're going to write the rule, sing the rule, dance the rule, and here's our rule down here. And then we're going to substitute into the rule. The opposite side has an 11 on it, and the adjacent side has a 21. And notice, theta is still theta. So our calculator so far, even my old-fashioned calculator, has been saying, if you give me the angle, I will tell you the relationship between the sides. This time, we want to give the calculator the relationship and ask it to find the angle. So we've got to actually do the opposite of tan. And in mathematics, the opposite is called the inverse. And you'll find above the tan button on your calculator, there's going to be a tan to the -1, which is inverse tan. And you'll get it to work on your calculator if you press shift or second or whatever that top left-hand button on your scientific calculator is. So try that out. So what we're doing here is we're saying, what angle has a tan of 11/21? And this is how you ask your calculator that. Tan -1 of 11 on 21. So it's almost like we've taken the tan on the other side and made it opposite. Just like when we take plus on the other side, make it negative, times on the other side, make it divide, squared on the other side makes square root, tan on the other side of the equals makes inverse tan. So stick that into your calculator. You can use your fraction bar to do the 11/21, or you can just do 11 divided by 21 so long as you put it in brackets, and it'll spit out the answer, 27.6. Have a little look to see if it makes sense. Our small number is opposite our angle theta, so we're expecting our angle to be less than 45 degrees. It is less than 45 degrees. Makes us very happy. So here we go. Here's 3 ones for you to try. I need you to pause the video, draw the triangle with all the details, label, write the rule, and have a go at using inverse tan. Okay, so how did you go? I'm going to have to move these guys out of the way because, as you know from watching my other videos, here comes the messy pen. So, what is the first step? Our first step is to label our triangle. So, let's make a right angle out of the an arrow out of the right angle and label that H. And then here's my theta hiding up in the corner here. So this is A and this is the opposite side. Second step, that's right, write down the rule. Oh, we should have put a circle, shouldn't we? We should have circled the sides. I'm getting too lazy because I know that all these questions are going to be tan. Okay, substitute into the rule is the next step. I don't have anything to substitute in for theta, so I'm just putting theta. The opposite side over here has got 14, and the adjacent side is 23. We want theta on its own. We want to know what theta is. We want to know what angle has this relationship. So we ask our calculator. Oh my. Sensitive. Okay. Let's get the calculator out and have a go at this. Now, you know how old-fashioned my calculator is, and in fact if you're using the Windows one, yours is old-fashioned as well. So I need to do the 14 divided by 23 first, and then I need to press inverse, and notice how my tan button has become a tan to the negative 1, tan to the negative 1, which gives me 31.3. Not centimeters, this is degrees. Let's check to see if it makes sense. 14 is the smaller side, so we would expect it to be opposite a smaller angle than 45 degrees. 31.3 is a smaller angle than 35 degrees, so I'm fairly happy. I'm going to pause my video now, and I'm going to get you the answers to the other two, so that you can check to see how you went. If you didn't get around to the other two, it might be a good idea for you to do that before I put the answers up. Okay, here are the answers. I couldn't find a theta symbol in the keyboard, so I've just written the word theta for each of these, and I'm hoping your answers agree with my answers. Now, since this is the last video, just a couple little pointers. While I've shown you every one of the three types of questions using tan, it's now really important now to find some practice for you to do with sine and cosine. And the only step that's going to be different is the step where you choose the rule. Before you write the rule, you need to choose the rule, and you need to circle the sides that you have information on and check which of the three rules you're going to use. The second thing that I want to leave you with is make sure if your answers don't match mine as you've been practicing and watching these videos, perhaps check to see if your calculator is in degrees, because degrees are not the only way that we measure angles. We can measure them in radians and gradians as well, and so consequently if your calculator has accidentally been put in one of those other measurements, then all of your answers will be incorrect. And I'm hoping that you haven't been sitting weeping and tearing your hair out because your answers have been incorrect when your calculator has been on the wrong setting all this time. Anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed these videos. I hope that you have learnt something about trigonometry, and give me a comment if you've liked them. Bye.